Alright guys, my name is Cilantro and we are back for another character spotlight. I'm going to do another random roll to see what kind of character we have to plan for today. I rolled 2, 3, and 4, just recording yesterday's show, and I already have 3 and 4, so I guess this is a simple switch from Auramancy to Defense, and that will give us a Battlemage. So I'm going to take a moment to look and see what kind of synergies we have here, and I'll be back in just a second. So here's a potential take on the Battlemage. The way I'm seeing this particular, look at the class kind of makes me feel like it would work well as a mid-range or sort of front of the back line type class that would work well in small skirmishes, anywhere from 3 to 10 people potentially. You've got a bevy of decent CC and counter CC elements, in addition to things that will make you more powerful or more dangerous when you are taking damage. Of course, you have Refreshment, which will boost your hit points and allow you to successfully Boastful Roar. Boastful Roar can also be used to channel a Crippling Mire, so anybody who actually steps forward to deal with some of your more squishy party members, you have a nice ability to lock them down. Otherwise, a lot of fast casting and instant casting spells are taken, in addition to a little bit of a cast speed bonus to make sure that you stay mobile. I think this build would really work well with high awareness. I would recommend likely wearing cloth. Get yourself a shield and a scepter. Either the lake cloth set or the stone cloth set, focusing either on a slightly more defense or slightly more offense, depending on how you feel it would work out, would probably work pretty well for this build. One of the more interesting choices I think that fits pretty well into this build is Olo's Hammer. This is a ranged ability that is kind of notorious for not being super great. It is a ranged trip. The range is not phenomenal, but the nice thing about this is it can be used as a ranged interrupt against enemy spellcasters, something that this build would otherwise really lack, aside from potentially using Meteor Strike. Also, you have a tank build in your party, like a Skull Knight or something that's going out there and causing a lot of shenanigans, throwing an Olo's Hammer on anybody who may be surrounding him, or even more appropriately, who may have been pulled in into a close radius with Vicious Implosion or anything else like that. Olo's Hammer can really help shake things up. The damage isn't really the important thing, it's mostly the 2.5 second AoE trip. Just note that when you throw Olo's Hammer, it is going to land wherever it was thrown to. So if you throw it on somebody and then they move out of the way, unfortunately it won't actually hit them. But it does force them to move, otherwise risking whatever spell that they're trying to cast. So as a range interrupt and tank support spell, I think it could do quite well. And then of course Invincibility and Prison, pretty standard stuff for defense. This allows you to offer a lot more space control. If you have a attacker that's coming near your front lines, you could just imprison them with just you and them, guaranteeing that your retributive damage boost will kick in, and you can otherwise just work on CC chaining and bringing as much burst damage as you can. Chose not to grab Magic Circle just in the name of staying as mobile as possible. This is definitely a world PvP build, especially on land. I don't think this build would do nearly as well on in the sea, due to the lack of inherent mobility options that the sea warfare provides. But I'd love to be surprised about that. So that's my take on the Battlemage. If you have any other ideas on how you would run a Battlemage, I'd love to hear them, and I'll see you next time.